So why'd you come here originally?
A movie in '67 called The Born Losers with
Yeah.
Tom Laughlin, Jeremy Slate, and Elizabeth James. It was a motorcycle movie, but the sunshine and the girls sitting on cars, it made me want to come to California. But it wasn't the pot of gold at the end of the dream that I thought.
Why
it was
that?
just another place when I got here.
Mother, it's so good to be alive. Tell me what's the reason that you're crying? Look at Dad, why does he work so very hard? Shouldn't this world be a place for laughing? Why am I here? What is the purpose of my life? Isn't there someone who can tell me? What is the plan? Why do I have to live here? Isn't there someone who can tell me?
Just why do they live here? Welcome to the homeless. I'm Nick Adolfo. You see them all the time, pushing a shopping cart, digging through a dumpster, or asking for spare change. Most of us avoid even looking at them out of fear that they will approach us. But what is it that we really fear? Is it just that they'll ask for a handout, or is it something more? For the next hour, we'll spend time with these people. I caution you, however, that this is not a scientific survey on homelessness. Research has already established that a large percentage of homeless people are mentally ill. We didn't talk to those people because they wouldn't talk to us, probably out of some irrational paranoia. The people that we did speak with may surprise you, however. Did unforeseen circumstances and uncontrollable events lead them to where they are? Or are they simply lazy bums, petty thieves, and vagrants? I'll leave that up to you to decide. You'll see these people up close and personal, in a way that most of us would not consider doing in a public place. I hope you enjoy the opportunity.
Because that's the way society deems me. That's low. Because I choose to do what I do and be self-employed and be homeless at the same time. You know, they say that's not good. That who makes the rules? People with money. That doesn't necessarily mean they're correct.
That's true.
Actually, they're not correct.
So why have you made this decision?
Because I'm a free man, and I'm going to act like a free man. And I got a brother right over here that's a free man too. He's walking away, but he's cool.
I've been here since the 1960s. Had a tuna cannery and everything. This place had a lot. This was called Wino Park. You had people sleeping all over the place.
So when did that change?
I don't know. They've been just dropping off, I guess. But I come from North Long Beach.
Yeah.
I used to live here. So I come every Sunday just to sit here and watch everything go by.
Yeah.
What you doing out here in the park?
Just kicking back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you stay out here?
Fishing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you stay out here?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't stay out here.
No, where do you stay at?
Me?
Yeah.
I stay back and forth.
Pardon?
Or I get it. Well, tell you the truth, really, yeah, I do stay out here.
Yeah. Why are you in this situation?
Well, I had 2 misdemeanor drunk drivings in 81 and 83. Correction, 81 and 84, and I lost my driver's license for 1 year. For 1 year, I couldn't drive cab. And for 4 years after that, I had to have the SR-22 from an insurance company to give to the DMV. Once I had the SR-22, they would have given me back my driver's license unrestricted. But I didn't have the money to put up for insurance. So I went without my driver's license for 4 more years. But I got it back, it's clean, and no more drinking and driving, ever, as long as I live.
Well, good, good.
My driving record is spotless.
Nick, I've been homeless for about probably 10 years.
10 years? Why is that?
Well, I'm a drug addict, and they keep on locking me up instead of rehabilitating me.
Oh, yeah?
So I'm on the street.
Do you want to go through rehabilitation?
Yeah.
Yeah? What, how do you think that would help?
Well, I'm not really sure. I've been a drug addict most of my life now, and that's all I know right now.
I've taken with me every day. I've had to quit going to church and everything and trying to protect them from the people where I live. They have a woman next to me that throws poison in the yard. She destroyed 3 or 4 of my puppies that I had for sale. Last time they took my dogs out the yard, there were other dogs, of course. They had animal control go back there and get them. And so animal control took them, and I got these 3, and so I'm afraid to leave them at the house. I've dropped out of church and everything. I do this every day, and I have no day off or anything, unless if I was fined $20 or something on the ground, then I could go and relax and sit in the park and go get a hamburger, go fast food restaurant, or something like that. But this is every day, and it's agonizing because these dogs are stubborn. These 2 are out, and look like I have dogs for adoption now. Nobody wants to buy them.
I was an average person like any other person, you know. But all of a sudden, God did something in my life, healed me out of things, and this is the way, gradually, till I became like that. And now I'm 59 and a half years, so, yeah.
I just have to be unemployed right now, so...
I'm sorry, the traffic is a little
Just try to get a few pennies here and there until I get on my feet and do a little better. You know?
But do you stay in this area, or you come from another area?
I come from another area.
Where do you come from to come here, normally?
From way down.
How far is way down? I mean,
little ways.
Miles?
Miles, yes, yes.
So you use your bike?
Just walking.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
What do you normally do around here?
Walking.
Walking? Yeah. So you stay around
Or
here?
whatever I'm told to do.
What's that?
Or whatever I'm told to do.
Yeah, by who?
I just walking, talking, sitting on the toes, getting along, walking, doing it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I take it you stay out here?
Not too long, I just go somewhere and walk on. Paper.
Yeah?
Staying away from breaking the law, staying away from trouble.
How many years you been out here?
A long time, all my life.
Yeah?
All the time.
How come?
I don't know why. Because I was born, that's why.
Remember when the Titanic came out a little before Christmas with Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet?
Yeah, I remember that.
I went and saw it at Mann's Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard with a few days after it opened. But, would you believe it, I met him 3 weeks ago in person. It's, you know where Zankou Chicken is, Sunset Normandy?
No.
You're not from around Hollywood? Or?
No, I'm not.
Where are you from?
I'm from South Bay area.
Well, sure, I know South Bay too.
Yeah.
Redondo
When
Beach.
did you come here?
No, I've been here since '68.
68? Where were you from before that?
Battle Creek, Michigan.
Yeah. How come? How come you're out here?
I'm homeless.
Yeah. How'd you get in that situation?
Well, I left home, you know, because I was, you know, I'm already grown up now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was time for me to be on my own. So now I'm out here, surviving life.
Because I had previously lived in Hawthorne with my family, okay? We moved out of Hawthorne, but they sent me there from Hawthorne. The Department of Public Social Services sent me there. And I really liked the area, and then I stayed in a motel over there on 147th and Crenshaw. And I like the area. It's Hispanic, black, it's got Vietnamese, people from Belize, it's all mixed up. And I like being with all those different types of people. And I really love the area. Hawthorne is a bit strict about their policies about dogs. I had 2 dogs once, and we was over there by railroad tracks, and they were loose. You just run exercise. And Hawthorne SPCA caught me. They wrote me a ticket out. I went to the Inglewood Municipal Court to pay that ticket, and that ticket was $65. I say that's too much for 2 loose dogs. They were not in harm's way. They weren't going to harm. The place where we were, there was no one else there but us. But I learned Hawthorne is very strict. They have a lot of infractions and codes and stuff. And you have to really walk a straight line in Hawthorne.
You been to Point Fermin?
No, we haven't.
We're going
Why?
out that way afterwards.
You go to Point Fermin.
A lot of people there.
People up there.
So you've been coming here since the 60s? It's a long time.
I was born in Wilmington, raised there.
Oh, this is your area.
Maybe I should make the documentary.
Maybe you'd be the one, huh?
Yeah.
Do the cops hassle you anymore out here, or nobody bothers anybody?
Cops never hassle.
No.
Where were you a monk at?
This is a process within myself. I never did belong to any monastery or things
Oh,
like
I see.
It's a process.
Have you ever lived in a home?
Yes, I am.
What?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Yes, I have lived in a home.
Uh-huh.
And I left the home. Did some work, lived in the home, and left the home.
So what other movie stars have you seen around here?
Well, I'll tell you. If you ever watch the Late Late Show on CBS, Late Late Show with Tom Snyder comes on after the Late Show with David Letterman. Tom Snyder, I've met him many times in Beverly Hills.
Oh, yeah?
Shopping. I see him driving his car around. He drives a 32V North Star Black. You know that the Late Show with David Letterman, that comes from the old Ed Sullivan Theater in Manhattan, New York, but then it switches over. That's CBS 2. But then it switches over to CBS here in Hollywood, California, Beverly and Fairfax. And David Letterman always says, stay tuned for Tom Snyder.
What is life like without a dwelling, permanent employment, and, by the way, bills to pay? Let's see.
I wish I could find somewhere I could tie them up for a day and give them food and water and just go. And even if I could do this, I have more peace of mind. Because it's real stressful doing this every day with them. Even in the rain. I even have to work in the rain.
So how come you're out here?
Too far to go to Point Fermin.
Yeah?
Really?
Yeah, I just stay here a couple of hours and I hop on the bus and go back to North Long Beach.
Where do you stay at?
With my folks.
So where do you stay now?
Well, I have my own, I told you, I have my own little residence over here.
Yeah.
It's a 5-minute walk from here.
Oh yeah. What is it like your house over there?
Well, I have a lean-to on a friend's land, which means a little house I built for myself on his land. He's given me permission. A little bigger than a doghouse, but still, it's better than being at the Midnight Mission in downtown LA.
Well, would you say you like living there?
Under the circumstances of me having little money, yes.
Yeah.
I don't have any complaints.
So I go to church. I go to church too.
Yeah, where at?
I go to different churches. Sometimes I go to Fellow Church, and then I go to this church up here too. Yeah, they give me handout donations stuff. Yeah, they give me handouts.
So where do you stay at?
I have a little camp off of Hawthorne Boulevard in the freeway.
What's it like over there? I mean, you don't have to tell me exactly where it is, but what?
Secluded.
Yeah.
We have running water. It's okay.
Yeah. So what's your typical day like?
Well, I want those girls. Pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, it's always good, actually. Sometimes I make money, sometimes I don't.
How do you get by? How do you eat?
I think some food laying around and ate it.
What's your typical day like? What time
Well,
you get?
actually, there's some monotony, some contemplation, some thinking.
What are your typical meals in a day? What do you generally
Okay, I eat either steak and eggs or ham and eggs, sausage and eggs or bacon and eggs up at the Best Western Motel on Highland, north of Franklin.
Uh-huh.
And later on in the day, I'll have a piece of pie and ice cream at the House of Pies, Franklin, Vermont. Or there, I'll have a nice bowl of soup. And from there, I'll either go to Zanku Chicken, Sunset in Normandy, where I met Leonardo DiCaprio 3 weeks ago, or I'll go to the old Angels restaurant at Hollywood and Western. That restaurant's been there for years. Used to eat it there 20 years ago, but the owner sold it and opened up another restaurant in West Hollywood.
What's your typical daily routine? What do you do?
Get up. Panhandle enough to get a fix. And just take it from there.
Yeah. Fix of what?
I'm a heroin addict.
Heroin? Yeah. So what time is it when you get up typically?
About 7 o'clock.
7? Oh, that early.
Yeah.
It's different from, from living at home.
In what way?
I know friends. Sometimes they let me stay over and stuff like that. But I'm doing okay.
So I keep my dog's veterinary book in my Bible. That has the address where we're at and everything. That's the only thing I got for identification. And my little church paper back here that I keep to get the address to mail my tithes and offering in the church. Because at least if I don't go to church, I can still tithe and support the ministry. But I'll be glad when I can go back to church.
Every time I get back, I can see what the basketball game is about.
So you're looking for your afternoon, huh?
Yeah.
Anybody
Yeah.
hassle you out here?
No, I haven't.
Never cops or anything?
Keep the street clean, when you pick up stuff. Yeah.
That's true.
I felt more comfortable during the 70s, the 80s, early 80s.
Why? What was different?
There were more down-to-earth people, real earthy. You could go into some of the local banks, and they had the tuna workers coming in, and you could smell the tuna still on them.
Yeah.
We had smell of tuna coming from TI all over this place.
Huh.
The air was interesting.
What time do you typically get up in the morning?
Me?
Yeah.
Between 4 or something. 4.
Very early?
Yeah.
And then what do you do?
I just sit. It's a very lethargic life. Not too much action in my life.
What are your typical meals? What do you eat?
I'm strictly vegetarian, but I eat mainly liquid diets and very little cereal.
What do you typically eat? What are your meals?
Burger King, McDonald's, soup, donut shop.
Uh-huh. You got a family anywhere or anything?
No, I don't.
No?
No. Do you get a picture of me?
What do you typically eat? What are your typical meals?
Well, they got a soup kitchen on 147th and Hawthorne. So that takes care of lunch. Panhandling, people usually buy me stuff to eat, hot dogs, milk and stuff like that.
I didn't even graduate from high school.
So all of this is what you've read about and studied on your own? Yeah? You have family out here, you said, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that's helped you get through these few years? The 70s or 60s even, as you said.
Yeah.
Strong family ties? That's good. What about most of the people out here? Do you, when you talk to them, if you ever do or did, do they seem like they have nobody out here? Yeah.
People that run around here do, from that hotel up the street.
Yeah. They do what? They have family or don't?
Well, most of them are surviving on SSI or welfare, even though I'm not sure on that thing.
Yeah.
There is a kind of separation between secular life and spiritual life. When you are devoted to a spiritual life, you cannot get deeply involved. You can just be on the margin, you know. You cannot. If you get into it, you have to choose.
And this is your bag over here?
Yeah.
You sleep using that? Yeah? Yeah?
This is my cup of rum right here.
Uh-huh.
I don't drink it all the time, but...
Do you ever stay out here?
I'm not here. Only until a couple of hours, once a week, that I go back home.
Yeah. Is there any other place where you stay? You don't ever stay outside anywhere?
I used to camp out a couple of years ago by Point Vernon.
Yeah.
Really?
A place called Smokey's Cove.
Oh, really?
It's a good place to spend the night, just to watch the stars. And
Safe
everything.
place?
Sort of, yeah. I don't know if that's safe. It's
Yeah.
a lot safer than this place.
So what's your routine in the morning? What do you usually do when you
I get up, I shave, and if it's Saturday, I'll wash my hair.
How do you shave?
I have a shaver, hoe, and shaving cream and cold water from a tap from the apartment building right near there.
Okay.
But it still does about as good a job even if it's hot water. As long as the shaver is sharp. Yeah. Cuts off all my beard.
Okay, so you shave and then what do you do?
Then I head up for breakfast at the Best Western Motel.
What
on
time?
Highland.
What time is it about usually?
I'll be about 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
And what happens is they get these rooms for $200, $212 a month. The landlord takes their whole check. In some cases, there's cases, I'm not going to mention any name, but there are cases where they're taking $50 to $60 of these people's food stamps from them so they can have a roof over their head. And almost everything they got is taken from them just to have a roof over their head. So they get out and do this. There's so many more people doing this because they're passive people. They don't want to be in trouble with the law. They want to obey the law as best as possible. They don't want to run afoul of the police. They don't want the police stopping them, taking them, handcuffing. They don't want to go through that. So they figure, well, if I'm digging in the trash, he sees what I'm doing, he knows what I'm doing, he's not going to bother me.
Would you consider yourself, say, a radical from the 60s or 70s, if you think about it? Or somebody who had maybe alternative beliefs?
I guess.
Yeah.
I don't support half the liberal things. I don't support Clinton. No, sir, way. There's that guy comes in office saying he's here to do something for poor people, and then he's the only president to sign a bill that Jimmy Carter, Ford, Nixon, Reagan wouldn't sign, that welfare reform bill. 2 years and these people get kicked off. Most of these people aren't going to be ready in 2 years. Some of them aren't. But that also goes for women and kids.
Right.
And he was supposed to be a liberal Democrat supporting abortion and homosexual rights and all this stuff. To me, he's a Republican.
Most people assume that homeless people are lazy people who don't work. Is this really true? Or do they simply lack the necessary resources to get a normal job?
I was actually working, and I did work.
What did you used to do?
I did work as a process electronic technician. And another job, which is my main specialization, refrigeration air conditioning. And I did work as a technician in this too. I mean, I didn't mind too much how much they paid, hourly paid, but it was okay.
I'm a bracelet man of Santa Monica.
You're what?
Bracelet man of Santa Monica.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. How you doing, brother? Here you go. You can have that one right there. Can you spare any change at all for the homeless? How much? Anything you want to donate towards the homeless, I'll tie it up for you.
Maybe next time.
Okay. Thank you. Well, some people take it, some people don't.
I get money from people on the street. I don't go hungry. I always have money to buy some chicken or drink a beer or go to a bar and have a drink. I'm not totally destitute, which means nothing.
So is that your main source of getting money?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the people give me on the streets.
You ever look for work or anything?
Yeah, I've been looking for work.
Yeah.
They just tell me keep coming, just keep coming.
What I'm doing, I'm recycling.
Oh, okay.
Some people call it scavenging.
All kinds of things, try to invent things, bit of a writer.
Oh.
trying to hammer out a sequel to The Greats of Rap. Talked to a couple publishers about it,
Wow.
but I still just so hard to get all that stuff together, especially to the sequel to The Greats of Rap.
I found some food laying around. I ate it. Somebody offered me some money about coffee and cake and that.
So what do you do to survive out here?
Well, mostly I panhandle, run a sign. Maybe people come up around sometimes and they put me to work cutting grass, painting, stuff like that.
Do you qualify for any kind of public assistance or anything?
Well, yeah, but general welfare and
Yeah.
but it's very hard. It's like trying to get blood from a stone. The answer is go back to work. If you can get a job, go back to work.
It's really a trial, but I'm trying to be honest. I don't want to do nothing illegal, so right now, this is all I know to do. I've even told the police department and the sheriff department, they asked me, I say, oh, this is all I know how to do. I say, I don't have an address, I don't have a phone number. My resume, God knows where that's at. So I'm almost like I can't get a job. I can't get general relief because I have to have an address, Social Security card, California ID. I don't have that anymore.
So how long have you been getting stuff for recycle over here?
Oh, maybe about 6 months, maybe.
That's all? It's
Yeah.
not a long time. So you're not down here regularly before?
Oh, no. I just have to be unemployed right now, so.
You've done that? Do you do it consistently?
Well, some people like Gone with the Wind took so long with only one book.
Right.
They're like it'll be mine too. You know, it's whole lifetime.
Yeah. You've got something written though that you're definitely working on? Well, that's good. You work every day? You write every day?
I come here for inspiration. That's why I'm sitting here.
So maybe you'll go home and hammer out some words?
Bad.
Yeah.
But just because we're homeless doesn't mean we have to be useless. Check this stuff out right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Hey, girls.
Have you ever had a job?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Mostly construction.
I know. What things have you worked on around here, do you know?
Well, I've been to a lot of people's homes, plumbing and stuff.
Uh-huh.
That's mostly what I've done. Plumb.
Uh-huh. What, you were driving a cab, huh? What other kind of jobs have you had? Have you done any other kind of jobs?
I worked as a security guard here way back in '76, but they sent me to a apartment building way down on Pico, right near Crenshaw, a little east of Crenshaw. Well, it's money, but it's a very boring job being a security guard. Patrolling, and I'd work from 12 midnight till 8 o'clock in the morning. Very boring job. And for the money I got was very little. Even if I'd gotten more money, that wouldn't have changed the job. It was still a very boring job. Cab driving, you know, it's very little money in it either, but you make some money if you work the hours. If you work 12 hours a day or 11 hours a day.
Even in the rain, I even have to work in the rain. And hopefully I can make $15, $20, $10. So you just don't know until you get all the stuff what you're going to get. Until you go down there and they weigh it all.
Yeah.
They weigh it all, and then you get to they add it all up. But yesterday I just made $7.
Oh, they sit on the side for you. You just have to go
Okay,
pick
so
it up.
you know where those are,
You know
right?
the spot. Everything's closed.
Yeah, that's right. But even during the week, it's sort of hard to get in, or what?
It's basically a trash bin. Basically, yes.
These are older people. They anywhere, I would guess, maybe 25, 26 to 50, 60-year-old people out here doing it. They not like these youngsters running around, all this dealing drugs and all. They don't want to do that. They are afraid of the consequences of committing crime, so they do this. In some areas, they don't want us doing this. There's certain parts of town in Southern California that you can be arrested for pushing one of these around, and also for going in people's hands, taking trash. You can be arrested in some areas. Those areas you stay away from.
When you collect money out of the place, however you do, you give them more service than they deserve, more, but it's still always you are under the pressure and you have to be subject to the authority.
Everybody say get on GR, but you can't get on GR with no ID or anything like that. You have to give them a residence address, you have to have a mailing address, current California identification, and a Social Security card, and I don't have all of that. All they have is a record of me being on it once before. And they can't really help you to get sufficient housing anyway. Housing, $300-400 a month or more, that's where it starts here. You used to be able to get a room for $200 and stuff like that, but that's almost outdated now. There's very few places a guy can go, or even a lady can go, and get that kind of housing.
Yeah.
But some crazy idea with regarding fusion reactors. I've been studying the projects of 10 other people, and mine's way different from them. And what they're doing is, if you know anything about physics, what they're doing is trying to create the same reaction from the sun, but they can't sustain the temperature.
Right.
The temperature just going all over the place, and we're so far from this creation. For them, it was like 50 years.
Would you ever think about going back to work?
Well, yeah, but I'd hate to go. Well, I shouldn't have. I'd go back to driving cab for some money, but it's not a job with future and success. It's only a nickel and dime job.
My church hadn't been that much help to me until just recently, and I never can seem to get in touch with the person that was supposed to be linking up with me to do something. I think all he wants to do is help me get documents so I can get back on the county. And I really don't want to have to do that. But if I have to, I will. But I have to have those pieces of paper. Without that, they can't do nothing for you. Because I've seen the process, and I've seen them turn people away that didn't have no ID or anything. They can't do nothing for them people. Those people have to get out there and do the best they can.
So how do you make a living?
Right here, bracelets.
Yeah?
Yep, and I'm fully permitted to do it.
Before this, did you do anything different? Like to earn money?
Like work?
Work or anything else?
Yes. Just right now I'm unemployed right now. Things are tight.
Yeah.
You have to do
So bad.
something, you know.
True.
So how'd you end up in this situation out here?
No work.
Pardon?
No work. So this
work,
works.
no work.
This is a job too.
Until
of
I
some
get
kind.
something else going. Yeah.
It's hard to explain it.
Yeah.
So
You-
we're dealing with the outside gravitational forces. I mean, you look at the sun. The sun does not have an outside gravitational force working on itself to pull itself apart. It's basically self-contained. We don't have anything like that. Anything close. I mean, the lasers firing at a
Right.
piece of isotope, but that isn't going to do it.
different.
We're wasting more energy trying to create reaction than what we're going to produce. So I'm trying to hammer some little thing together, but I can't give that idea just to anybody.
And a lot of people that push these shopping carts around, they're pushing them around because they've either been in trouble before or they don't want to get into trouble. They don't want to commit no crime. So they take the most passive route they can. They get a cart, they fill it up with bottles and cans, they dig in these trash cans because they figure they're not hurting anybody. They don't want to go and steal or break in nobody's house or do nothing wrong. They don't want to do that. They're afraid of paying a penalty. So what you have, a lot of people out here, they don't want to go to jail. They don't want to break the law, and the police and the sheriff department see us out here, and they know we've either been broken by the system once before, or we don't want to go into that kind of lifestyle where we winding up in jails and in penitentiaries and stuff like that.
Well, you sound like a science major type. Were you?
I got all mine just from books.
Really?
I didn't even graduate from high school.
So all of this is what you've read about and studied on your own? Yeah? What would you like to do different work-wise, if you could?
Warehouse work is fine. Yeah.
What you're doing now?
Warehouse.
Warehouse work?
Be fine.
Is that what you did before?
Yes.
So how long you've been unemployed from that situation?
A little while.
Like a year or longer?
A little over a year.
A little over a year?
Yeah.
It's hard to get anything different.
You can fill out the application, but you gotta wait. But in the meantime, you gotta do something. You know.
Something working.
So we do the most passive thing we can, which is get these, find these out in the street like there's one over there, and just start putting glass in one area, putting aluminum in one, and putting plastic in another. We take it to the recycler. Recycler pays $1 a pound for glass, sometimes $1.10. I mean $1 for aluminum, excuse me. Pays 6 cents a pound for glass, and pays 50 cents a pound for aluminum bottles like soda bottles and water bottles, sparkless water bottles and all that. They pay us for that. So hopefully I can get a $12 to $15 load today. If I do that, I get my tithes and offering money order, mail that off to the church. I can get them a big bag of dog food, me cigarettes, and something to bite to eat. And I'm good. Then tomorrow I won't have to work that hard.
How do you get money nowadays?
I don't. I'm just living on a few things, donations from here and there. Very little. But I'm not having any resources. I am entitled to some help from the government and things like that, but I'm not. I'm just taking it like that. And it's a very hard, but sooner or later one day I will be able to.
That's what I feel like. That's what that's what I want to go and do now.
What?
That's what I want to go and do now.
Do what? What are you going to do now?
Go somewhere and sleep around.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And take it easy. Why, you got some money?
What, have you tried to get any jobs? Have you tried?
Well, it's hard. It's hard to go to work when you got to have it.
Yeah.
You're always depending on a drug, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But over here it's kind of okay. But there's places right over here, this building here. I was banned from going in there. The lady told me, don't come in the apartment complex no more and go in the Western Waste bin no more. So I say, fine. So as a result, there's a lady across the street. She sees me. She saves her plastic and aluminum for me. She gives it to me. I guess she saw what happened over there. When they tell you to stay out of their yard, or like with some streets I work, like on Fifth Avenue, they tell us to stay out of them streets. We have to do what they say. We call one call to the police department. That's it. They'll take us and leave the cart sitting there. And we be gone. And if you don't have no money, the last place you want to go is to be arrested. Because you can't get out until the judge gives you an OR, which is on recognizance release. And he may not do that. If you don't have the money to get out, you're in there. And it's really not worth it. Not for digging in the trash. Not for going to people's trash cans. It's just not worth it.
What would be a job of future and success to you?
A job with computers.
Yeah.
But I found with my computer data entry certificate, and I got a typing certificate to add to that. The typing certificate was a challenge to get. Computer data entry, you stood your 6 months in college and entered every day, they would give you the certificate. But typing, it takes a lot of practice to become a good clerk typist. You don't learn that keyboard overnight. But I found, even with my current certificates, I still couldn't get a job. Because all the employers would say, where have you worked before clerically?
Yeah.
And I said, I haven't worked at a business clerically for the job, for the money, but I have my certificates. That's catch-22 right there. They wouldn't hire me even though I had current certificates to show them. That's how bad the economy is.
Are you happy? I would suspect that many of us would answer no to that question, even in the best of financial circumstances. Let's see what our homeless friends said when we asked them if they were happy. Are you happy out here?
Oh. I think I got to go now, though, really. Because they got to close. It's Sunday, they close early.
No, I'm very troubled. If it wasn't for my faith in God and my Bible and my Christian radio that I listen to sometimes, I'm listening to Rush Limbaugh now. But if it wasn't for that, I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably hung it up a long time ago. But I have faith in God, and I believe that if I were to go and take my own life and do something like that, I would wind up somewhere I really don't want to be, where it's hot all the time, all right? I don't want to go there. So I just hang in, and I look to see that God will send somebody in my life to help extricate me out of this mess, because I really don't know how to get out myself.
Are you happy out here?
It's relaxing, peaceful.
Yeah. But in terms of like your life in general, how you feel about it?
Well, I feel okay. It's different from from living at home.
Are you happy?
No.
Why not?
It's rough living on the street. It's tough.
Are you happy, Ronald?
Yeah.
Yeah? Why is that?
Just happy seeing you. I'm just happy walking around, smoking cigarettes, sleeping, looking around, like getting food. Just happy. Keep you happy.
Yeah? Are you happy in this life?
Yes,
Why?
because I'm free.
Uh-huh.
Freedom is very costly. I have to put up with a lot of garbage to be free, but hey, freedom is still worth it.
Would you say you're happy?
I cannot say happy. is a kind of contemplative life.
Do you feel like you're happy right now? Are you happy?
No, I'm hurting for money, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. What do you think of when you think of home? Is it family or security or simply a place to live? For many of us who've never been homeless, we may take it for granted. In fact, we may never have thought about what home meant to us. What would your concept of home be if you didn't have one? Here's what our homeless friends think of when they think of home. What is home to you? What does home mean to you?
Home is having a place to stay, warmth, out of the rain, and I suppose some money in my pocket, some security. But it's very hard in LA right now.
Yeah.
The economy being so bad, but it has been for years and years.
Do you still keep in touch with your family?
Yeah. Yeah, I call them now and then.
I have a vision of living in Gardena. Home is a place where my dogs can be. My people in the church can come visit me and we can fellowship and talk. It's a place where I can go outside my front porch and sit and relax and watch television. And it's something I miss. But my family's been dysfunctional for years. We had problems since I was 3 and 4 years old. But it was like a home. I've stayed with other people and they made me feel more like home. They were like, one was my godmother, another was my grandmother. Home right now is just a vision for me. It's something I prayed about and I believe in God for. I don't know how he's going to bring it to pass, because I sure can't. And I trust him and he'll do it. But it will be in Gardena, California. I love that city.
A home?
Yeah, what would you...
Wife, family, and kids. Yeah. And a dog, too.
And the weather. That's your ideal?
It's one of mine.
It's one of your ideals?
What do you think of when you think of home? What does that mean to you?
Not exactly sure. Family, someplace to get cleaned up and go back on the run again.
It's temporary then to you?
I think everything's temporary.
Yeah.
Most of these people that have so much on credit and problems and the jobs is come and go, downsizing. They've been told that most people are a couple of checks away from hitting the street themselves.
That's true.
Unless you got something to stay together and sort of set for that day.
Ideas, and I can project them, or to be on a steady ground. But that's if you mean the home, or some people call it, I don't know if it is a heart or home, but some people, they mean it's better to go home. It can be home to a house or something.
What's your, if you could have a ideal home, what would it be like? What's your idea of a home?
I guess, I don't know, some place to take a shower, cook your meals, and I don't really ask for much. I don't really need much.
Would you like to change your world? Or at least some of your own personal circumstances? How would those changes make your life or the lives of others better? When our homeless friends were asked that question, here's what they said.
If I would contain something about the world.
Yeah, if you could change something about the world.
Oh, change something.
Yeah, what would you change?
Probably just myself. I mean, just having money. I wouldn't try to change anything else. Something that wasn't meant to be. Because I'm only one person in this big world.
Give the homeless, homes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'd see there would be agencies that would help people get on their feet more. There's people that's pushing these carts, interview these people, find out what it is that led them to do this. How can they help them get on their feet if they want to get on their feet? Because I'm going to have to take my car personally, may have to go all the way to El Segundo and Crenshaw from here just to get that big a load. I try to find out what's ailing each and every individual and help them. They may need more than public assistance. They may need to be rehabilitated. They may need to look at creating a new resume and a new everything to get back on their feet. Even if they're just janitors somewhere. These people teach them how to clean up at the park and all that. It's a lot of work that the General Relief Program has taken that able-bodied people could have done. They put you on the workfare projects. These jobs are no longer available because they're getting it for free because of that's the way that people pay their food stamps and their grant off. They have to work 6 days a month. So I try to find out each case by case what is ailing these. They're human beings, you know, and they once were somebody, and someone want to be somebody again. You just don't know how.
What else would you do different if you could change something right now in your life? What would you change?
Well, maybe go back to church.
Yeah?
That'd be a good change.
That'd be a good change. You could do that now, or you can't do that now?
Well, you still can, but I'm talking about being in earnest.
Mm-hmm. You think that'll happen to you in your future?
I believe so, at best.
If there was something you could change about the world, what would it be?
Change about the world.
I know you must think about that sometimes.
I think about it a lot. I see the world from almost every angle. I see things that just blow your mind. So we're dealing with chemical weapons. We're dealing with mass population. Too technical. It's like we have so many holes in the wall, we don't know which one to plug.
That's a good observation.
If there was something you could change about the world, what would it be?
People living on the street.
What would you do?
Build shelters. Give people jobs. There's a lot of people in South Bay that are homeless. Instead of rehabilitating these people, they lock them up. And they let them out. Then again, they have nothing to start with. They go back to the same old routine. I mean, that's how I've been doing all my life, you know.
Appearances can be deceiving. Not everyone who looks homeless is homeless. Just listen to the following interview we did with a man who seemed to be hanging out in the park early in the morning.
Relax. You look like you're nervous.
Oh, yes.
No, we just want to ask you a few questions and kind of keep everybody dry here so we don't get our camera all wet. You do. Do you have any problem with law enforcement out here?
No, well, I moved to the area about a month ago. Mm-hmm. I used to stay in Los Angeles, about the middle part of South Central. And so I moved here about a month ago.
Really? Is it better here in that respect?
I think the atmosphere is better. I think so, yes.
In what way? Like?
Oh, well,
different?
See, the environment, it seems to be more businesses here in the area and stuff.
What about the park?
And it seems to, yeah, with the lake and everything, it seems real clean and kept up.
Is it safer, you think, than where you were before?
I think so, yes, because I haven't seen any gangs or anything and stuff like that.
And nobody hassles you over here? It's pretty quiet?
Pretty quiet, yes.
Mm-hmm. So, basically, are there a lot of people in the park during the day, or
yeah, 'cause I see a lot of people because of the lake fishing.
Really?
Fishing.
What about in the evenings?
Oh, I'm usually gone at about 1:30 p.m.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't been around this park in the evening time.
So you don't know what it's like?
No.
So you live in the area then?
Yes, about a mile away.
Okay. And what about have you ever talked to any of the other people in the park or socialized with any of them? Or?
Well, yeah. Well, right now I'm doing a little work I work with a crew, and so right now it's kind of like a break for me. But as far as I don't talk to anybody that's not on the crew.
Oh, so you don't know anybody here yet?
No,
right?
no.
You see the same people here every day, pretty much?
Yeah, pretty much, yes.
Okay, well, thank you for talking to us.
Okay.
And then he has maybe a few questions.
What are you doing out here? Why are you out here?
Oh, right now, just for about 30 minutes, a little break.
Yeah.
Morning break. Yes.
Do you ever stay out here in the park?
No, I have my own apartment.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
You're just here hanging out for a while here, taking it easy?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. What's
Thank
your name?
you.
Michael.
Michael?
Yes.
Well, thanks for talking.
Thank you, Michael.
Okay, all right.
Have a nice day.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So what do you think? Has your opinion about homelessness changed? Or was it simply reinforced? I hope that you were both entertained and enlightened by what you heard. There are a couple of things I should point out to you. We're not really sure if Rod, the gentleman from Harbor Gateway, was really homeless. We know he was unemployed for over a year, but he wouldn't reveal exactly what his circumstances were. I suppose that if I were homeless, a sense of embarrassment might make me less likely to be totally honest about my circumstances. Also, it appears that Peter, our nuclear physicist from San Pedro, does stay at times with his parents, but often goes on the run or camping out, as he said. We thought his comments, though, were both relevant and valuable. According to the National Coalition for the Homeless, 2 factors are primarily responsible for homelessness: a growing shortage of affordable rental housing and a simultaneous increase in poverty. The demolition of over 1 million housing units in the form of single-room occupancy hotels, that is, single rooms without kitchens and possibly a common bathroom, where individuals can rent rooms by the week at a low rate, has contributed to this problem. Also, while the unemployment rate, as calculated by the government, has declined in recent years, the underemployment rate has increased. Or in other words, more people are working at a lower rate or at temporary or day laborer jobs than ever before. But how is it that some of us are able to rise above these problems and some of us aren't? Is it education or genetics or simply a lack of the ability to cope with change? I'll leave that for you to decide. I'm Nick Adolfo, and thank you for joining us on The Homeless.
Mother, it's so good to be alive. Tell me what's the reason that you're crying? Look at Dad, why does he work so very hard? Shouldn't this world be a place for laughing? Why am I here? What is the purpose of my life? Isn't there someone who can tell me? What is the plan? Why do I have to live here? Isn't there someone who can tell me? Here I am, struggling through this wonderland. I was hurt before I knew its meaning. Don't you look at me, 'cause I'm afraid what you might see. I think I was born on the wrong planet. Why am I here? What is the purpose of my life? Isn't there someone who can tell me? What is the plan? Why do someone who can tell me.
Oftentimes we can stabilize the back just from behind.